Hello, everyone. This is Pinkie the Housewife. I'm coming back to you today. I know I did a live this morning. Oh, yeah. And y'all, I hope you like the t shirt. I mean, this hoodie. And I'm going to show you the back of it. They're not like us. That's the back of it. Oh, well, that's okay. But anyway, hope you like the hoodie. Thank you, Melanie, for my hoodie. I hadn't had it for months. This is just my first time having it on. I hadn't had it for months. But anyway, what I'm here to go over today is day 9. Remember, it's day 9 of the Sean Diddy Combs criminal trial. Day 9. Today is Thursday, May 22nd. Okay, so day 9. Courthouse is over by now. Been over. But I'm here to give a recap on everything. I did a live today. So this is my evening recap of the Sean Diddy Combs saga. We're going to make this into a book. No, I better not say that. Saga. Let me go ahead and get the house rules out of the way first. Get the house rules out of the way. Welcome to the Pink House, everyone. Go ahead and hit that like button because that's free. Don't cost a thing. And subscribe to the channel. So by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, y'all know it don't cost a thing to do that. And while you're at it, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you. Okay, so you won't forget. Okay, now let me just put up my graphic content warning. Okay, because this is not everybody can take this kind of information. So it's a trigger warning for a lot of people. So, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. The matter at hand. All right. And so day 9, the Diddy Trial. And who's on the stand today? We had a lot of people who have been taking the stand. But the number one person, well, I would say that, well, all 3 of these are the number one. The number one. You got Kid Cudi here. He's on the stand today. Ooh, wee. He just blow things up there. And then you got the guy over to the left with the blue jacket, suit on with the white shirt, the white guy. Okay. Kid Cudi is in the middle with the flowers jacket on, jacket with flowers. That's to the right of him is George Kaplan. Now he's an assistant, but he was like the cleanup man, to put it together and to clean it up man. And this man said he got a heart. He got a heart. He couldn't take it no more. He lasted longer than a lot of people would have lasted. I wouldn't have lasted one day. One day I'm out of there. Okay. And then you got the doctor here. She was so good. She laid it out for everybody. Her name is Dr. I just forgot the woman's name. Hughes. Dr. Hughes. You know, it'll come to me. Okay, Dr. Hughes. Okay. And when I say Dr. Hughes, women, we are strong. We are some strong people. Women. I'm going to give it up for us women. This doctor here, Dr. Hughes, she said, y'all ain't going to play me. I've been at this longer than y'all been practicing law, probably. You ain't going to play me. I know what I'm doing. I hear you, Dr. Hughes. Yes, I do. And I stand with you. Yes, I do. Okay. What was her first name? It's a simple name. Very simple name. I can't remember. It's a very simple name, though. It'll come to me. It will. But anyway, so let's get on with everything. Here's the, we're going to tell you what. Let's go ahead and start with Kid Cudi. This was my thumbnail from this morning. Day 9, Sean Diddy's Combs trial, Kid Cudi expected to testify on the racketeering, conspiracy, arson. You know where that comes from. This is all true. Kid Cudi to the New York Times on a 2023 lawsuit confirming Ventura, which is Cassie, allegations that Combs threatened her or threatened to blow up his car. I think that's what it said. Let me just pull this off and see. To blow up his car, yeah. Okay. I'll put that back. Now, let me just say everything is alleged, and this is my opinion. And I'm covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. I just want to make sure, put that out there again. There's no harm. Okay. Now, this is just my recap. I was going to go back live again tonight, but I think I'm just going to do a recap and go ahead and just drop it. Okay. Who knows? I probably will. I don't know. But let's get into, before we get into Kid Cudi, well, let's go ahead and get into Kid Cudi because the other guy is just, okay, we're going to get into Kid Cudi first. All right. Kid Cudi. Yes, we are. Just give me 1 second to get into it. Okay. Now, in the Kid Cudi, Sean Combs trial updates. Kid Cudi testifies about car being set on fire during Cassie's relationship with him. Okay. And this is updated for this is from today, the when he was on the stand today, which is May 22nd. And this was updated at 1:07 p.m. not too long ago. Okay. But anyway, this in New York, this is the second week of the testimony in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs, which began on Monday. Now they started each Monday anyway. Y'all know that. They don't be playing with you. They started last Monday. They started it this Monday. When I say they don't play with you, they ain't playing with you. Okay? Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. They're not going to be playing with you. Okay? But anyway, Combs have been accused of sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution and racketeering conspiracy as part of a blockbuster federal indictment originating from filed in September of 2024. And you all remember he was arrested on September the 16th. He was arrested September the 16th in New York. That's the same week he was going to turn himself in. But before he could turn himself in, let me see, do I have a picture of him? He was all at the park. He was doing his thing, walking around, talking to everybody on the street, and then decide to get ready to go back into the hotel, the Manhattan Hotel in New York, getting ready to go back in there. And that's when all things broke loose. He didn't expect to have the agents to be standing in there waiting on him. Yes, they did. And I got that video. Y'all can go back and look at it. Okay. He had his boys with him and security or whatever, whoever that was with him. They didn't do a thing. I don't blame them. I wouldn't do a thing either. That's not your fight. You're going to end up in handcuffs yourself. Okay. But, I tell you, he later faces 2 additional superseding indictments. Combs have pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. Okay. And let me see. The bad rap. The case against, no, he ain't got no bad rap. It's just what he did. He did what he did. The case is against Diddy, a new podcast from 2020 and ABC Audio trace how the whispers of abuse came to light and led to the downfall of Sean Diddy Combs, who was once among the most influential entertainers and entrepreneurs in hip hop. But he wasn't the richest. I think the richest was is Jay-Z in hip hop, and then is it Kanye West, and then him, or is it he's after Jay-Z? Because Jay-Z is richer than all of them, I think. But anyway, we ain't gonna get into that. I'm not gonna debate that with you. Okay. Now, when it comes to Kid Cudi, he testified. Testified Combs looked like a Marvin supervillain in the meeting after a car fire. What did he have on to look? Maybe I guess maybe to him the man just looked crazy, just disheveled in the head, just looked crazy, supervillain. I don't know. Maybe he dressed that way to try to scare him or something. You know what I mean? Sometimes people do stuff like that. But anyway, Kid Cudi testifies about the car being set on fire during his relationship with Cassie. This is all today. Happened today while he was on the stand. Former employees said he was pushed to the death he didn't know he had. And he made that statement today, a couple hours ago. Okay. And as you look at it, looking at the time, they said 2 hours and 46 minutes ago. And if you look at my time, 4:12. So it wasn't too long ago that he made that statement. Okay, 3 hours and 15 minutes ago. That's when also George Kaplan testified. He witnessed 3 instances of where violence while working for Combs. He witnessed 3. I'm quite sure he probably witnessed some more. He just can't remember all this stuff because he probably thought it's no big deal. Well, there's 1 or 2 or 3. There's more. But anyway, court adjourned until Tuesday. Judge says trial is right on schedule. Adjourned until Tuesday. What's Monday? Is Monday a holiday or something? Let me just see. Guys, y'all know I don't be knowing. Let me just. What is? Ooh, Lord. I'm just looking at my calendar, guys. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the calendar. Today is the 22nd. Oh, the Lord. One more over. Okay. Today is the 22nd, which is Thursday. Oh, Monday is Memorial Day. Okay. Well, George is right. My bad. Memorial Day. So that's why court would start again on Tuesday. Adjourning to Tuesday of next week. So y'all better enjoy that holiday. Okay. Do not talk. The judge telling everybody. Do not talk to anyone about the case. The jurors telling them instance. Watch the kicks average their games 1 loss. I don't know what do you mean by that. But I know they don't supposed to talk to nobody. One of the laptops included a user file for Frank Black, an alias used by Sean Combs. Testimony concluded for the week with an agent from Homeland Security investigations who conducted the computer extraction from 3 laptops that belonged to Cassie. And then that's when they said 1 laptop, including a user profile by Frank Black, an alias for the Diddler. So that's his alias. Okay. Now, Diddler got an alias. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. What I'm going to do next, guys, is go ahead and bring up this video. I'm quite sure you all going to like it. I'm just trying to make note of something right quick. before I forget it. Well, okay, let me just do it this way again. Oh Lord, let me just put it. I'm trying to do something, guys. So, okay, let me see. Did it let me do it? Okay, yes, 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 yes. It let me do it. Okay. Whew. Yo, you got to do your due diligence. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, I can get rid of that. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and show you is the, okay, um, just reading something that came across my desk. Don't forget, y'all can get an HEB cup like this if you want. You got to go and get it yourself. So don't get jealous because I got one, because I love my new HEB cup. It got a top to it. Let me put the top on it. See how cute that looks? See how cute that looks? I saw this in the store, and yesterday I had a red straw in it. Today I got a blue. Tomorrow I put a white straw with it. Okay, now that's enough about the cup. Okay, I just like to mess with people. I love to play with people. Um, Now let's go ahead and watch this video here, guys. Okay, we're getting ready to watch the video, and okay, here we go. This is Law and Crime Network. I love them. I love Jesse. I love everything Jesse do. I just love watching the show. I'll tell you, and below my video, down in the description box, that information about who to give credit to will be down in my description box. So Jesse, I'm putting it down in the description box. Let me just do one thing just to make sure. Okay, everything is good. Let me, oh Lord. Let me go back. I'm just trying to do something first. Do something first. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I'm just trying to get it set up, guys, for some reason. Sometimes these things happen. Let me see what long crime. Well, I guess I had to just do Nancy first. I guess we have to do Nancy first then. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm just trying to get it set up for y'all. Okay, now, are we ready to rock and roll? Are we ready to walk, walk, walk? Nancy is just Nancy to me. Don't y'all be messing with Nancy. Don't mess with Nancy. because Nancy ain't gonna play with you. I'm trying to find a guy. Nancy is not gonna play with you. No, she's not. Not Nancy Grace. Not Nancy Grace. That's where I got the name Diddler from. It's from her. She said Diddler, the Diddler. When I heard that, I just fell out. I just fell out for days. I'm thinking, oh my Lord. No, she did not, but she did. She called him the Diddler. Let me see here. Oh, I'm trying to get it, guys. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I'm gonna hit notify me. Oh, my Lord. Okay. We're going to go ahead and okay, here we go. Okay, it's paused. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm excited when I watch her stuff too. Like I said, certain people, I really like watching their commentary. You know, I just like watching their commentary. They're funny to me. And when I say it's funny, it's really funny to me. Not everybody is funny like that. You know what I mean? Some people ain't got a funny bone in their body. Not a funny bone in their body. Okay, here we go, guys. It's not that long, so you better enjoy it while you can. Because if you don't enjoy it while you can, you may not be able to enjoy it no other time. Okay, so here we go. And then while we're watching this, I'm going to get me some candy to eat on. Like I said, this is going to be down in my description box below my video. Okay, below the video. Here we go.
Raging over last week's Tootsie Roll reveal. Oh no, Kitty's really angry this time. Ooh. So he's mad about his Tootsie Roll. Everybody finding out about that. He is mad about, what is he mad about? Throngs of people not coming to the courthouse.
That's crazy.
Ever since I started investigating Sean Combs, all I've thought about was candy.
I don't have a Tootsie Roll.
You know what?
Yes.
I can barely open this Tootsie Roll midgie.
But do this count?
You know, suddenly I've lost my appetite, Sean Combs, and I think it's because of you. We are learning that in one episode, one freak off, as it is euphemistically called, some people call it sex trafficking, that Sean Combs actually dressed as a Muslim woman and a conservative dress, a burqa, where all you see are just little slits of the eye.
It's like a little Tootsie Roll.
Now, yes, Sean Combs was dressed in conservative female Muslim dress, a burqa, from the neck up, from the neck down. Quite the dichotomy. He was into.
Let me show you what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about right there. That burqa right there. Only thing you can see is the eyes right there. That shine right there. And when he wore that thing, he was butt naked under, just wore a head part and nothing else but his birthday suit. That nasty man.
Entirely nude. Listen.
The Punisher, aka Sheree Hayes, explains he earned the nickname for his basketball playing. He's been an exotic dancer since 1995. Hayes thought he was booked for a bachelorette party at the Trump International Hotel, but the woman in a wig who answered the door, she explained her husband wanted to watch them together and instructed him to pretend like the man in the corner, wearing nothing but a burqa to cover his face, wasn't there.
Straight out to Lauren Collins standing by at the courthouse, a burqa.
But they trying to pretend like the Diddler wasn't there. They trying to pretend like this man here wasn't there. Okay. Okay, Diddy, you're not there. Okay, you're not there. I didn't nobody see you there with a burqa on your head. Didn't nobody see you half naked. We're going to pretend like you wasn't naked. But that won't nobody forget it. That's the problem. Because who's going to forget a naked body, a naked man coming out in a burqa? Lord, you just screw yourself over every time because it don't be making no sense. What you be doing, Diddy, don't be making no sense. He don't be making no sense, Nancy. No sense at all. Look at him. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Who is the Punisher?
We heard the testimony of Sheree Hayes, aka the Punisher, another escort that used to work with Cassie and Diddy. And this escort testified that he heard Cassie sigh a few times when she was being directed by Diddy during these freak-offs. He mentioned a lot of the same things that the other escort mentioned on the stand, Daniel Phillip, the way the room was set up.
Okay, now, as much as we want to laugh about Sean Combs, aka Diddy, dressing as a conservative Muslim lady from the neck up, and then the dichotomy of Combs completely nude from the neck down, yeah, that might be, fun for a minute, like talking about his midgy Tootsie Roll. But the significance of what Lauren Conlon just reported is that Shirley Hayes, aka the Punisher, and I believe we have a photo of Mr. Hayes somewhere. What he says corroborates what other sex workers say. And transporting sex workers from out of state into this jurisdiction for freak-offs is illegal. That's making out an element of the crime. What more did the Punisher say, Lauren Conlon?
He also mentioned that he experienced erectile dysfunction as well, although Sheree Hayes was experiencing it before Diddy and Cassie, whereas Daniel Phillip said he started it because of Diddy and Cassie. Now, the Punisher, or Hayes, also wrote a book about erectile dysfunction, and there was a moment in court where everybody kind of laughed because the book is called In Search of Freezer Meat.
Straight out to veteran trial lawyer joining us, Eric Faddis, trial lawyer, TV legal analyst, founding partner of Varner Faddis Elite Legal, former prosecutor. Eric Faddis, how are you going to get that mental image out of the jurors' minds? Because if you say anything about it as a defense attorney in closing argument, it's going to make them think of it again. But just hold this thought, Faddis. Sean Combs having a sex worker, a male sex worker, the Punisher, flown in from out of state. When he comes to the door, there's Sean Combs wearing a burqa to here and nothing from here down. And then sitting back in the corner, telling the sex worker how to do his business. How are you going to get that out of the jurors' minds, Faddis?
Nancy, a jarring image, not something you would ever want to highlight on the defense side. However, his testimony really kind of detailed sort of a threesome and kind of a cuckold sort of situation, and it's that might offend the delicate sensibilities of some, but it is.
Did you say a cuckold? Do people actually still say that word?
Well,
cuckold? You mean a man whose wife or lover is cheating on him? I thought the whole point of that is that the husband doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you might know more about it than me. I'm not sure, but what it sounds like is
probably
that in this testimony, they're talking about threesomes, and while some people might not be so jazzed about that, that's something that's happening in the bedrooms of Americans every night across the country.
No,
and his testimony also
points
for the fact.
Okay, that's the best thing you got for me is that wasn't a freak off; it was actually a threesome. Okay, I'll let you work on getting that mental image out of the minds of the jurors. Listen to this.
Hayes testifies he did not recognize the couple during their first freak-off, but on his next invitation to the Essex house, he flipped on the TV, a welcome message for Mr. Combs appeared, and Hayes, a fan, put the pieces together. Hayes says he participated in maybe 8 to 12 freak-offs between 2012 and 2016. Hayes says it was difficult to focus under Combs' stare, and when he wasn't able to perform for a session, he was asked to leave and never hired again.
I mean, it's neither here nor there. This is not an element of proof, but joining me right now is Rob Shooter, longtime PR guru to Puffy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Sean Combs. Doesn't work for him anymore. He is the host of a hit pop.
Let me just say this. The reason the person probably can't perform because you're staring at them and probably jerking off at the same time. Instead of you looking at a woman's body, you're too busy looking at his body. And if the man is not into men, and into a naked man walking in there with a burqa like this on his head, he don't want you. And you're trying to tell him, Diddy, you're trying to tell him how to perform? Man, you got it backwards. You need to have that man sitting on the sidelines trying to tell you how to do it. Because something must be wrong. with your Tootsie Roll. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating what I just heard, the Tootsie Roll. I hadn't heard that for a couple of days now, that Tootsie Roll.
Podcast, Naughty But Nice. That's at robshooter.substack.com. And he's the author of a book, The 4-Word Answer. Rob Shooter, I'm trying to keep count of how many men has Diddy given erectile dysfunction. I've already got, I think, 3. And that's just the ones that I know of. I mean,
that is true. Why is these men all of a sudden can't get it up? I understand what I just said about he watching and trying to dictate to them on what to do, but they having a real big problem. Maybe it's something that he given them. They take this medicine, and he may want them to flop over like that because he may not be able to get it up. So having somebody else flop over like that empower him. Y'all better watch it when it comes to this man. Just saying.
I mean, they come in and work with Diddy, and suddenly
it's hard to perform for Diddy, apparently. So we find out three gentlemen have erectile dysfunction while being hired to have an erection. So that's a problem there, a job problem. However, I'm being flippant. What I'm talking about here, Nancy, and I've been listening to you very carefully, is these disguises. This is something that I think I can give you a real insight into. When I worked with Puffy, although I thankfully never saw him in a bedroom situation, I did see him go out like a lot, and he often wore disguises. I've been to restaurants with Puffy where he wore baseball cap, dark glasses. I've even known him wear a fake beard and a moustache, and so he's a master of disguise.
Shooter, are you actually equating?
Shooter, because he ain't trying to do nothing with you. That's why you'd never notice that. When a dark man, I ain't saying his color, when a man is dark and evil, they're only going to show that to the people behind closed doors, certain people. That everybody else, oh, he's so nice, he's so wonderful, oh, he's such a great guy, he's such to be acting like Mary J. Blige. Oh, he's such a nice guy. Oh, Combs says, Sean is the only one that really did this. Well, she can't call him Combs because can't nobody else call him Combs. But 2 people. But he did this for me, and did that, and it wasn't for him. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So what you're going to get is the goods, not the good side, but you're going to get a side that he ain't going to show people behind his closed doors. When he get behind closed doors or get angry, then that's a different side. You haven't done nothing to him so for you to see that. You do something he don't like, then you're going to see it. Thank you, Shooter.
Diddy disguising himself as a female conservative Muslim lady from the neck up with the burqa and then completely nude from the neck down. That's something I do not want to see. I've already had to think about this, the Tootsie Roll midgie. Now I got to think about that.
Yeah, the Tootsie Roll midgie.
Yeah, it's not a good look, Nancy. However, the point I'm trying to make here is that this is somebody who knows how to be undercover. He's very famous, but he's also very slippery. When Puffy does not want to be noticed, he isn't. He lived in New York City for a long time.
So you think completely nude from the chin down and wearing a burqa from the chin up makes him not noticed? I mean, that would make me look right at him.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see his face. And that's the point here, is that people don't know a strange person is in the room. He could be covering his face with a mask. And so it's a very unusual thing to pick a burqa, although I think I have a little insight into that. He was a huge fan of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson used to wear burqas when he wanted to go out and not be recognized. So maybe that's
Michael Jackson.
But the point I'm trying to make is Diddy knows how to disguise himself. And if this escort hadn't seen Diddy's welcome message on the television, he might still not know who he was performing for.
Okay, so Rob Shooter, you mentioned that Diddy liked to dress up. What kind of costumes? What kind of disguises? I don't say baseball hat.
I've seen dark sunglasses. I've seen fake beards. I've seen fake moustaches. I've seen scarves. I've seen masks long before COVID was a thing. And so he does know how to dress down. He's not always Diddy. He's not always the center of attention. I've been in restaurants with him where he slipped in and out. I've been on airplanes with him where he slipped on and out too. So this is a guy who knows how to go undercover when he wants to. It's not used to being told no.
Sean Combs controlled every part of her life.
He's a complete control freak.
He is a vile, greedy abuser.
He is running the show, and this is the show he thinks is going to get him off.
He may be vile, he may be controlling, he may be an abuser, but is he guilty of all the counts or any of the counts in this federal indictment? So far, according to my legal analysis, the charges of sex trafficking have been shown by not only Cassie Ventura, but another female witness as well. Transportation of male sex workers across state lines to engage in prostitution. Yes. Now, racketeering is going to have to be explained to the jury. Racketeering, just think about Tony Soprano, right?
Where's the little yellow duck?
For years and years and years. It is a loose confederation of people that engage all together to achieve a criminal act. In this criminal conspiracy, the act would be sex trafficking, bringing people in from various states to perform prostitution and to force women to engage in freak-offs against their wills. Bam! Easy. Now, earlier, Eric Faddis, God bless him, was stating that the freak-offs were all consensual. But my question is, what woman in her right mind would consent to have sex with not just a male escort, a lot of people do that, but a convicted killer? Sean Combs on trial in a federal courtroom. To Rob Shooter, former PR guru, to Sean Combs, you just stated that Combs spent an entire lifetime curating an image through video and photos. Like what? What image?
Yeah, we
Let
want
me
to
give
know.
you examples of this. There were images to make him look powerful, images to make him look important, images to make him look literally like a king. I Got Diddy was People Magazine's Sexiest Men Alive issue. He wanted the cover. He did not get that, but he was in the issue. And he shot it as if he was a king. He asked at the photo shoot if he could have a crown on his head, if he could have a coat, a fur coat. And he knew the power of images. I remember distinctly, he once said to me, Rob, the story doesn't matter. The headline and the photograph is all anybody remembers. He knew the power of media. He knew the power of video, and he exploited it. And now it's going to bite him in the bum.
Sydney Sumner, toward the end of the day, a shrink was on the stand. What can you tell me about Dr. Dawn Hughes?
Nancy, we know that Dawn Hughes has testified for
Dawn.
several important cases. She was called to the stand for R. Kelly's case, Keith Raniere, that sex trafficking case. She even testified in Amber Depp and
Yeah, that's her name. I remember Dr. Hughes, but I couldn't remember the first name. Dawn Hughes. Yeah. And she did testify. And yesterday she started testifying. And today she's probably finishing up. But let me just say this here. The defense tried to get this woman to shut up. They really didn't want, because she was explaining it, and she explained everything so masterfully. Why victims like Cassie stay with the abuser. Yes. Oh Lord, y'all.
Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's trial, and she is a blind witness here. She is not privy to the facts of the case. She hasn't spoken to Cassie Ventura. She admitted on the stand she has seen a little bit of news coverage about the case, but she is not familiar with exactly what happened here. And she is testifying to give the jury an insight into why Cassie stayed in this relationship for so long.
We wait as justice unfolds in the courtroom. And now we remember an American hero, police officer Demetrius Johnson, 34. Passed away in the line of duty, leaves behind wife turned widow, chosen, and his 2-year-old son. American hero, Demetrius Johnson. Thank you to our guests, but especially to you for being with us tonight and every night. Nancy Grace signing off. I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 and 9 o'clock sharp Eastern. And oh, bye-bye.
That's that Tootsie Roll.
This is called a Tootsie Roll midge.
Midge of a Tootsie Roll.
It's certainly evocative, isn't it, after this testimony?
I'll get me
but
some
until
Tootsie
tomorrow night,
Rolls.
6 and 9 o'clock sharp Eastern. Good night, friends.
Okay. Y'all, that was Nancy Grace. Nancy know what she be talking about. Ooh, and she got that. She's the one that started the Diddler. And Nancy, yes, I did. I just picked it up a little from you. But anyway, it helps explain a lot of things from today. And this is from today, guys. So let's go back. And let me just say, Kid Cudi did take the stand today, as well as George Kaplan, and then the doctor, Don Hughes. But we had another assistant, David James. David James. I know y'all haven't heard much about him, but that's another. Let me just try to get this back. Okay, just give me a second, because in the trial today, Cudi did bring up. He actually called Diddy, and somebody had because he wanted to meet. Because I think Cudi was upset about his car being torched. Okay, but he was more upset about the fact that he leaves his dog. He got a dog. He leaves his dog running around in the house when he's gone. But when he gets back, when he finally gets to his house to see his car torched, then he goes inside of his house, and he can tell somebody been inside his home. No more than the allegedly Marvel, what is the superhero or somebody? But anyway, the Diddler, right? And his goons, okay, his people. But anyway, when he comes in, he see that somebody took his dog and put it in the bathroom. The dog wasn't happy. The dog seemed like, to me, I think they probably scared the devil out the death out of that dog, should I say. Because that dog wasn't the same. And people need to leave other people's animals alone. If that's not your animal, you leave them alone. Matter of fact, you shouldn't have been in the man's house anyway. And he's just only upset because Cassie and him spent the holiday, Christmas together. And then he also stayed with, spent a weekend or a week with Cassie's family as well, and her. You know, I don't think her mama would like Diddy to go or stay anywhere at her house. It's okay for you, Kid Cudi. And Kid Cudi didn't treat her the way Diddley did, or still did, or do. You know, some men know how to treat a young lady. They really do. Some people, not everybody treat them like they've been paid for and like a slave. To have men pissing in your mouth and all these strange men hopping in and out of you, that's uncalled for. That's really uncalled for. But anyway, let's get on to the next, because the next video, let me see it. I really want to play it, but I don't know whether because I really want to play the evidence thing. This is what I really want to do. This evidence. Let me see. Okay, let's see what it let me play it. Okay, this is about the evidence, Diddy's evidence. Okay, inside the evidence, because we talked about that, but I really want you all to see it. And I talked about that a little this morning. You see the evidence, and you see that rubber ducky, the yellow rubber ducky with the green head and the orange beak. Yeah, at the top in the basket of baby oil. And then the stuff down at the bottom in this Louis bag, that little Louis pouch. Yeah, you see that? My voice is trying to go away. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and, my voice is trying to go away. Oh, don't ask me why. It's trying to go away as we talk. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get this started before it's going in and out. In the lemon water, let me drink some more. Okay, let's go ahead and get this out, guys. The next video. I'm just getting y'all caught up. And let me say thank you to all the content creators that was out there in New York at the courthouse getting the story. Thank you all for being there. You all are doing a wonderful job. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this. This is about the evidence. the evidence. Okay.
Hi, I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. Today's testimony in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial taking us inside Diddy's inner circle. A former Combs Enterprises employee who also worked as a personal assistant agreeing to take the stand against his former boss, but only after being granted immunity. So far, telling the jury it was his job to clean up the rooms after freak-offs. Also tonight, our first look inside Combs's Miami mansion, the day federal agents busted the gate open last year to raid it. A federal agent testifying about the evidence, guns and ammo seized from Diddy's home that were found near alleged freak-off supplies, which included dozens of bottles of baby oil and boxes of platform heels, bondage restraints, and bundles of rope. Also photographed as evidence that day, motivational messages on Combs's bathroom mirror that included "You a legend" and "Upward motion." And
guys, did you see the bathroom mirror? That looks all the money in the world. And this is what you do. Okay? All the money in the world. But y'all need to see this, because some of y'all haven't heard or seen it. So you need to see it. See what is walking this earth and what people are dealing with.
drugs, lots of drugs, including ones found in plastic bags inside a Gucci bag and orange tablets with the Tesla logo that tested positive for ecstasy. Now, Combs has pleaded not guilty to all allegations in this case. A former FBI special agent will join us to break down what it takes to carry out a raid like this. Plus, a former assistant warden is here live with what Combs' life behind bars might look like. But first, let's get right to our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Aaron, that special agent was on the stand today testifying about what was found at Combs' Miami Beach property. What did they find?
Well, you started to list it, Eva, the guns, the drugs, the freak-off supplies. And I think what was most striking, perhaps, for the jury to see was the proximity. There were the AR-15 style assault rifles right in the same shelving unit as the baby oil and the Astroglide and the platform heels and the lingerie. And then in another part of the house, there was the loaded...
Who do you all think?
Found in plastic bags inside a Gucci bag and orange...
Who do y'all think those platform heels are for? Do y'all think those platform heels is just for Cassie or some other woman, or for him? I think they're for him. The same way he wore the burqa, this thing here. Same way he wore that thing there. I think that's for him.
At Combs' Miami Beach property, what did they find?
Well, you started to list it, Eva, the guns, the drugs, the freak-off supplies. And I think what was most striking, perhaps, for the jury to see was the proximity. There were the AR-15 style assault rifles right in the same shelving unit as the baby oil and the Astroglide and the platform heels and the lingerie. And then in another part of the house, there was the loaded .45 caliber handgun that was found in a red suitcase. All of this was being kept by Combs. For what reason, we don't know, but federal prosecutors, I think, are hoping to make a link, especially between the guns and the freak-offs, because their whole theory of the case is that Combs used violence and the threat of violence to coerce women, particularly Cassie Ventura, but other women as well, into these sexual performances.
Aaron, was there any reaction to this evidence inside the courtroom?
The jury, I think, was interested in seeing the weapons, particularly the .45 caliber handgun. The special agent from Homeland Security Investigations picked up and paraded in front of the jury box. The drugs seemed less interesting to the jury, but they did see quite a lot of them, including, you mentioned, the Tesla logoed ecstasy. There were other drugs found in a box, a wooden box on the bathroom sink. It had a gold ovular label, Puffy.
The jury also heard today from psychologist Dawn Hughes, who specializes in sex trauma. What did she say?
There's something so voyeuristic about this entire trial, this lurid look into the private and often...
Now, guys, that's the doctor that testified, came on the stand yesterday, and also continued up with today. She's the doctor that you can't play with her. That's Dawn Hughes. She's been doing it for too long for them to try to play with her, which is the defense I'm talking about.
violent sex life of Sean Combs and Cassie Ventura so far. And what Dawn Hughes did was firmly ground it in trauma, in psychological principles about trauma, domestic violence, and sexual abuse. And she could not testify about the specifics. Expert witnesses are not allowed to clinically examine a witness or a victim or the defendant. But generally, she talked about why abuse victims stay in abusive relationships and how they cope with the abuse. And some of the things that she described mimicked the testimony of Cassie Ventura and others, how she felt like she couldn't get out of the relationship because he controlled her finances. Her friend Carrie Morgan and Dawn Richard both mentioned how during a beating that Combs would inflict, that they said they witnessed, she would curl up in a fetal position. And Dawn Richard and the expert, Hughes, said that one coping mechanism is to curl up in the ball on the floor.
We also heard from a former employee of Sean Combs, George Kaplan, who was called to testify. Who is he?
Wait.
He was a former assistant.
Before he get to that, there's several times when seen on video when they was out, they was at a beach. I don't know where they were, but they were somewhere where there's a beach, right? And she was on the floor between the bed and the sliding door, wrapped up with a blanket over her, and he was kicking at her and saying mean, nasty words and assaulting her with his mouth words and kicking at her and stuff and telling her, come on, let's get up and take a walk on the beach. But the girl, and then Cassie just peeping her head from under once in a while. And he's just kicking at her and saying bad things and everything. Yeah, this is, and even when she, from the hotel video, remember when he grabbed her from the back and swung her down and started kicking her? What did she do? She balled up in that fetal position. A lot of times women do that. That's like she said, a coping mechanism to protect themselves. It's like to let the person know I'm no harm to you. I give up, almost like you're giving up and making yourself look small and feel as small as you can, hoping they'll back off and stop. Oh, Lord, the things that this man put this child through. And yes, I'm saying a child because that's what she was, 19. And he's the one that introduced her to, you know what, and drugs and everything. Allegedly, but it's true.
About 15 months, he worked as Sean Combs' executive assistant. He said they one of 4 of them during his tenure. And for a time, he was meant to be the cleanup man from the freak-offs. He said he would first stock the hotel rooms. He said there was a hotel bag that contained baby oil and Astroglide and other items that the jury's already heard about. And then he was meant to clean up the hotel rooms himself, tidy them up, he said, to protect.
Don't forget the little yellow ducky, the yellow ducky. Now, don't forget, remember the yellow ducky. Let me find that yellow ducky. Everybody been talking about this on social media. The yellow ducky. There's 2 of them in there right now. And I pulled up that same rubber ducky and stuff online. Yeah. So y'all don't forget about that. He's into his yellow duckies too.
Protect Combs' reputation.
I have to ask you, at one point he was able to get an immunity order. What was the reaction when that happened?
Well, the jury didn't see it, but he said he was otherwise going to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. We don't know why he wanted it. We don't know whether he's about to testify about crimes that potentially he committed that would necessitate that kind of an immunity. He did testify, though, about procuring illegal drugs for Combs. He said he would give cash that Combs gave him and then bring Combs the bag of drugs, including one that contained MDMA.
Aaron Katursky there at the courthouse. Thank you so much. Let's dig into all of this. We've got our ABC News legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer, with us. You were also there in court today. So, Brian, just bring us into that room. What was the biggest moment of the day?
So I'm going to piggyback off of what Aaron said. One of the biggest moments of the day was when George Kaplan took a stand. And I think maybe not so much because the jury wasn't there or the people in the audience, but I think for the attorneys, we all understood, especially attorneys who practice in the Southern District of New York, immunity isn't given out lightly. We're all expecting to hear something, some kind of testimony that he needed immunity because he's going to testify about either criminal acts that he did on his own or at the behest of Sean Combs that he wants protection from. Now, the beginning of the testimony, just about buying drugs, yes, criminal, but I think as we continue to tomorrow's testimony, we'll probably hear a lot more, because this is the individual who set up these freak offs and put it down. The question is, what did he see? What did he know? And what did he believe to be cleaning up after?
Let's also talk about the show and tell that the jury got today. That special agent who was part of the Miami raid, they brought in the evidence. Why not just show the jury pictures?
No.
Well, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Seeing it physically yourself is a lot different. Don't forget, we are in the Southern District of New York. Many of the jurors are either from Manhattan, they are in Westchester or the Bronx. And so seeing a physical gun and understanding what it is, the size of it. I know we were talking before, I don't think they're going to get to hold the guns themselves, but seeing it is one thing. But the defense really pushed back on this idea, because don't forget, this is a very large home and compound, trying to make the argument that, you know what, other people work and live here. Maybe Sean Combs doesn't possess these, even though some of the serial numbers are scratched off.
The other thing that was kind of surprising waking up this morning, rapper Kid Cudi was expected to testify today, but apparently there was a note sent last night to the judge signaling otherwise. It's like a late night note. Are we going to hear from him? What happened here?
The idea is we still are going to hear from Kid Cudi. Don't forget, Cassie's civil lawsuit, there was a relationship between the two for a period of time. There's also from Cassie's lawsuit and from...
Now, Kid Cudi, he did show up today, which is Thursday. He did show up to testify. He came in walking up to the courthouse in his black leather jacket, a white shirt up under it. I'm assuming it was probably a t-shirt. I'm not sure, but it was a white shirt up under his black leather jacket and his blue jeans on, very casual. And he was smoking a cigarette while walking into the courtroom. He was like a modern day, you know, the leading mans that you would see back in the day. The handsome leading man, bad boy type. But not to say he was a bad boy, but you know how they do those movies back then. That's what he reminded me of during that time. But yeah, he did testify and he didn't hold no punches.
From the indictment itself, that Kid Cudi allegations are connected to the racketeering conspiracy, specifically arson. And we know that Kid Cudi did come out to the New York Times in 2023 saying it's all true in reference to Cassie's civil lawsuit, where she claimed that Sean Combs threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's vehicle and wanted his friends present to see it as a way of controlling and using force to keep Cassie close to him.
We'll have to wait and watch for that testimony. Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much. We learned a lot about the raid of Diddy's Miami home. Let's bring in ABC News contributor and former FBI special agent in charge, Richard Frankel. You worked for the Bureau for 20 years, supervised and executed many FBI raids. And I want to point out that you were not involved in any raids involving Sean Combs, but just walk us through how something like this goes down. Once a judge signs off on a raid, what happens next?
Well, actually, the judge doesn't specifically sign off on the raid. He will authorize a warrant. He'll authorize a search warrant, arrest warrant. And then once you have that, then you begin the process of doing surveillances of the location to see what they're like, finding out who's inside the location, starting to plan everything associated with the arrest and the execution of the search warrants. How many people you're going to need, what time you're going to go, who's going to be at the front door, the back door. All of that is planned out once you get those warrants.
The government actually released images and maps of Diddy's home. Is that a typical part of the planning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're going to have maps. You're going to have maps not only of that area, but you're going to have maps going to the courthouse if that's where you're going to be bringing people to after if it's an arrest. You're going to have maps to a hospital in case somebody's injured, and then you're going to have an overall map of the area so that you know where you're going in. You're going to have all those 4 sides of a location marked because you may have people doing entry on the front, you may have people at the back door and on the side doors, and then you're going to have people around the perimeter to make sure that no one either gets into the perimeter or out of the perimeter.
A lot of planning, it seems, goes on. Today, the jurors saw some images of what was inside Diddy's home, including seeing the guns and the drugs. You know, once those agents are in the house, how do they go through everything?
Well, you do it in a very systematic manner. You're not going in there and just, going through one room and just checking things. You're going to have somebody who's in charge of the execution of the search warrant. And that person is going to make sure that you go from room to room and that you cover every part of that search warrant to make sure that you've looked in every spot. And as you go through it, you're going to have people with forms, with paper that are going to fill out what's been found in the room, where it's been found. You're going to have photographers. You're going to have other people just overwatching the area to be able to swear that something was found in a certain location. So it's a very intricate search, especially when you're doing a search of this nature.
When you talk about a search of this nature, it's an extremely high profile target like Sean Combs. How does that impact how you guys do things?
Well, the goal is that you do every search the same way. But the fact that it was Sean Combs, you're going to make sure that you are dotting the I's, crossing the T's, that you may have extra people there because it's expected that this is going to go to trial. And also because of the size of the location, you're going to have to make sure that you are going through each room and checking every nook and cranny. In other searches, you may have an idea of where something is, or it's just a small location. But in this instance, it was a very large residence, and you had a lot of area to cover. And during that time, you also know that you're going to have press looking at you, you're going to have the public looking at you. So you have to make sure you're doing this all according to plan.
Richard Frankel, thank you so much for being with us today. Still ahead, Sean Diddy Combs' life behind bars. We're joined by a former warden for more on what his life is like now. And did Diddy blow up Kid Cudi's car? Why, that's a top search online. Stay with us.
Yes, it is. Some people can't take it when they he treated Cassie like dirt.
Welcome back to Burden of Proof, the case
Somebody
against
else
Diddy. Let's break down the
dirt.
legal strategies we saw playing out in court today. Brian Buckmeyer is back playing the defense. Bernardo Villalona playing the prosecutor. Bernardo, let's start with you. The evidence that we saw here today, guns, ammo, those freak-off supplies. What are prosecutors wanting the jury to think seeing all those things?
So the prosecutor definitely wants to paint a picture in the sense of that you heard testimony already from Cassie and other witnesses about the ingredients at any freak off, having to deal with the baby oil and the Astroglide. But now here you have confirmation, you have corroboration, because guess what? It was found in Diddy's home. So now you have more than a person's testimony as a piece of evidence. Now you have the physical evidence showing that. Now, in terms of the gun, now when we talk about racketeering conspiracy, when we talk about RICO, you think of mob style people, right? Guess what? Diddy is is considered the leader of that RICO conspiracy. So you want to tie that mob mentality with, guess what, 2 AR-15s. Look at this bad guy, this big guy. He has AR-15s in his home, and also try to dirty him up a bit. Hey, in the end, they recovered it from his house, so it's fair game for the prosecution.
Yeah, okay, for the defense, this evidence, is it a problem?
Why? Whose guns is it? Is it registered to Sean Combs? Does it have his fingerprints? Does it have his DNA?
It was in his bedroom. It was in his freak closet.
Okay, so I think for the defense, the argument here is this is not my home, or your home, that only one.
Wait now. If it's found in your home, okay, found in your home, that's your home. You're going to go down for it because it's your home. And if you already got any cases against you, or if you're on probation or a felon or anything, and those things are found in your home, you still go down for it. I don't know why he's trying to defend for Puffy. There must be a reason why. Are you scared? I better be quiet.
Person lives in it. Who has access to Sean Combs' home? This is a mansion.
His master bedroom. Like, who else has access to his master bedroom and it's inside of his closet?
You mean one of his master bedrooms of the 6, 7, 8 homes that he has where people both work and live in his home? There's a studio in his home. There's all a bunch of things. The defense tried to get out the fact that this investigation was not thorough in the sense of trying to identify Sean Combs as the individual who actually owns these guns. And they had multiple ways of doing so. And so you create reasonable doubt by saying this is a home not like ours.
But they don't have to prove that he owns it. They just have to prove that, actually, they don't have to prove anything having to deal with the guns, because there's no allegation that he possessed a gun in indictment.
Well, let's talk about those guns a little bit, because we were told they were defaced serial numbers.
Exactly, so you can't track them.
Why have defaced serial numbers of guns in your home?
We can ask the former prosecutor and she's going to have her answer. But the idea is that you're trying to evade criminality, that you have a defaced gun, it's either traced to a crime or you don't want to have it traced back to you if it is used for a crime. But again, the idea becomes, if this is Sean Combs.
He act like he is at a competition, at a debate where he's going to win $10,000 for the best debater. Man, ain't nobody trying to debate you like that. And then he getting all rah-rah.
This house is a Florida house, not the California house. I am curious to see whether at the California mansion, what is it that they recovered from there?
Let's also talk about the other thing that happened today. I thought was really
He's taking score. Okay, I'm taking score. I heard what you said. Now let me take score. Okay, what you said. Now I'm going to even say better. I'm going to outdo you. Man, ain't nobody into all that. Tit for tat. They on the news, man. Just calm yourself down. You and your pink jacket. That's too little for you.
Interesting, which is this whole immunity situation.
Oh, yes.
The former assistant asking for immunity before he testified. For the prosecutor, why would you grant immunity?
So I was in the courtroom when this all went down. So the AUSA decided to do this out of the presence of the jury, meaning the jury wasn't present when the witness got on the stand and said that he was going to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. So this happened out of the presence of the jury. I would back it up a bit. When Mr. Kaplan first walked into the courtroom, Diddy had turned around, looked at him, and they smiled at each other and head nodded before he actually got on the stand. And I was like, the fix is already in. So you're already knew he was going to say that he wanted immunity because he doesn't want to testify against Sean Combs. Now he's finally on the stand. When it comes to determining as a former prosecutor whether you want to give a person immunity, you have to get something of value. There must be something of value that this witness is able to give you that you're willing
Lord,
to give
he
them
is
immunity,
about to
saying,
run
guess
me
what, you get
crazy,
a
guy. This black man just, I don't care whether he's white or black or Chinese, but him in that pink jacket, that whatever. Lord, somebody take this man and tell him to go get some water or something to calm down. There's a water fountain somewhere near so he can go drink some water or fill up his water bottle and calm down, because I cannot take it. He's taking scores, so he's ready. Okay, I'm ready to pound. When you get through talking, yeah, I'm going to pound. Ooh, Lord.
free pass for whatever you're going to testify, minus perjury.
And they know that. And so what the defense is going to do is say, no one gets immunity just because they have something to say. They give immunity because they have something significant to help in the case. So the question is, are you making up that significant thing so that the government doesn't come after you? Because oftentimes you get immunity. It's not just because like, oh, well, we're being nice to you, let's give it. Like, no, we're going to convict you of a serious crime.
This man right here, George Kaplan, is not going to jail for you, Sean. Diddler. No. He only worked for you for what? A year and a half, almost? He ain't going to jail for you. That's why he want immunity. He walked in yesterday with his agents and got immunity signed right on the spot. Yes. He ain't going to jail for you.
Serious time in jail, or you give us something and then we don't come after you. So is that something real or is it fake?
But then why would you be smiling at the defendant and nodding heads if there was something to give? I mean, I don't know.
It was an uncomfortable situation in a sense where, but since it happened outside of the presence of the jury did not see that. It was a completely different story when Mr. Kaplan came in to take the stand in front of the jury. There was no head nod. There was no face contact between the two. He went straight to the stand and took the stand. And of course, his attorney was also present inside of that courtroom as well.
We'll have to wait and see what else he says tomorrow.
And let me just say, he is the cleanup man. The cleanup that mess in those rooms after all that bodily fluid. With no I don't know, did he have a hazmat suit on or not? But I would have. First of all, I wouldn't be cleaning it up. But if I had to, because that's my job, I would be covered from head to toe. Yes, because you don't know what kind of, well, we already know what kind of germs it is. Yeah, we already know. Because I won't be catching none of it.
Bernard O'Brien, always fun with you too. Still ahead, Sean Diddy Combs' life behind bars. We're joined by a former warden.
That's
more on what his life is like now. And did Diddy blow up Kid Cudi's car?
Yeah.
Why? That's a top search online.
That's what the word is going on the street. But Diddy's going back to his place of residence, Metropolitan Detention Center, that big building.
Welcome back. Sean Diddy Combs has been spending his days at the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, but his nights have been spent nearly 5 miles away at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, also known as MDC. It's a federal jail that's become the home for a who's who of high-profile defendants in recent years. Sam Bankman-Fried, Ghislaine Maxwell, Luigi Mangione, Svetlana, the alleged stowaway, just some of the detainees who have spent time at MDC. So what is life like in a jail with so many notable names? Joining me now is someone who knows MDC inside and out. Christine Dinan spent more than 2 decades working for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. She spent 2 of those years as an associate warden at MDC. Christine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Eva.
Now, I know it's been a while since you worked at MDC and you were not there when Sean Combs was detained, but just take us inside the jail. What makes MDC different from other detention centers?
It's much like other detention centers in such that how they're housed, inmate movement back and forth. A jail is just like a prison. It's a microcosm of society. So every possible need that an inmate could have is there and available. It might not be the same quality that they would get in the street, but nonetheless, everything is there for them.
What's a typical day?
I'm sorry?
What's a typical day like for someone like Sean Combs? Does he get any kind of special treatment inside a jail like this?
Sure. So it all depends on where they're housed. So individuals housed in a special housing unit will have a much different day than an individual in general population. Individuals in general population will generally rise at a certain time. Food will be brought to them. In jails, because there's the need often to keep other inmates separated from one another, inmates do not have freedom to roam throughout the jail. It's generally very structured movement and generally under an escort. If they're in 24-hour lockdown or a special housing unit, their movement is very, very limited. And they would essentially leave their cell for maybe an hour, maybe more, depending upon the jail, to go to recreation, get some outside air. And then upon request, they can leave their cell sometimes if they need to go to the law library, for example, which is also located in that unit.
I'm curious, why have we seen so many big names locked up there at MDC?
That would end up falling on the arresting agent, right? So whoever ends up at a jail is based on the law enforcement agency that comes before it. So the role of the jail is really to house and confine individuals that are brought to them, in this case, by the United States Marshals, the FBI, some kind of federal agency, and those individuals cannot afford bail. So, or their crimes are such that, it would cause drama on the street. They have a potential flight risk, or their crime is so severe that they want to deny bail.
Christine Dinan, thank you so much for joining us and helping us understand what life there is like. Well, time now to take a look at what's trending online when it comes to this trial. Some of today's biggest searches include, did Diddy blow up Kid Cudi's car? What happened to Kim Porter? Is the trial going to be televised? And how much?
That's what everybody wants to know.
ABC News contributor Kelly Carter joins us now from Los Angeles. She covers entertainment and pop culture for us. So that first search, let's talk about this. Did Diddy blow up Kid Cudi's car? Cassie Ventura testified last week that Combs threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car after learning of her relationship with him. What can you tell us about this one?
Yeah, we got to go back to that 2023 civil suit that Cassie filed. And in there, she alleges that Sean said he would do something like blow up a car, and he would not be in the country when it happened. And of course, he has denied all of these allegations. But Kid Cudi's team released a statement to New York Times after that civil suit dropped and said, this is all true. This was true to my experience. And so I think people are probably searching for that again now because they know he's about to take the stand and they're anticipating what he may reveal on the stand as a result of that.
Okay, one of the other questions are asking, what happened to Kim Porter? Porter, of course, the mother of 4 of Sean Combs' children.
Yeah, she unfortunately died in 2018 of pneumonia, former model and a longtime on-again, off-again partner of Sean Combs.
All right, and then another question that people have, how much is Diddy worth?
Yes, that net worth has gone down substantially. In 2019, Forbes had him at about $780 million. The end of last year, maybe somewhere between $300 and $400 million, still a substantial.
So he ain't no billionaire. So I guess Jay-Z and West got that one. And if West don't keep watching itself, he won't be no billionaire no more.
Amount of money, but people are probably searching for that because they're aware of at least the civil suit payoff for Cassie, and they know that there are some other civil suits that are still pending right now.
And his current legal bills as well. Kelly Carter, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with new episodes every day of the trial. The show streams right here on ABC News Live, Disney Plus, and Hulu, weekdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. For even more on the
Okay, guys, you can see the information right there. Guys, okay, that's it for me. Because it's late and I'm tired. But I just wanted to bring you some of the highlights of the trial today, which is day 9. I know there's a lot more, but right now my brain cells is, but I want to make sure y'all know about the rubber ducky sitting out in the midst of the baby oil. And then there was another thing that he had. Let me just pull it up and show you. I've been trying to figure this out for the longest. Oh, let me just show you the rubber ducky. Okay, here it is right there. Let me just bring it up so y'all can see. We was talking about this on my live today. These rubber ducks. He had 2 of them in that being where his baby oil and everything was. See these rubber duckies? Ain't this a mess? This man got these rubber duckies. What is with the baby oil and the rubber duckies? I hope that these don't belong to his little girl, because you don't put these duckies around all that stuff, and then you got drugs that even on the laptop you can. Oh Lord, These yellow, oh Lord, let me get that image out of my head. And then there's another thing he had. Let me see what it was. Let me see what that thing was. I had typed it in. Let me pull it up. Let me just drop this here right quick. It's in the box of this stuff here. See this right here over on the left-hand side? Let me pull that up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's where you see the Astroglide. Then you see the Astroglide was the clear bottles with the purple top. And then the baby oil is with the pink top. On the left-hand side, you see the rubber duckies. But these rubber duckies, yellow with a green head with a orange beak. And then over on the right, you see that where it say E942? I'm going to type that in. It's probably already will come up because I typed it in earlier. E942, and then it got, here it is right here. It came back up. Okay, let's look at that. This thing here, nitros, something oxy or something oxy. Let me just get out of here so we can pull up this other thing. Guys, oh, I couldn't begin to tell you why this man got the stuff that he have. I think it's some childhood stuff with this. And I ain't gonna tell you else what I heard because this is too disturbing. Here it is right here. Now, nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas. It is a colorless, you can't even see it, colorless, non-flammable gas with the chemical formula N2O. It's laughing gas. What the heck do you need some of that for? What do you, that's this exactly on the box. Let me bring the box up for you again. Right here. See it on that box? Right there, E942. Y'all see that? Nitrous oxide. It's a laughing gas. Guys, Lord. I'm telling you, people sometimes don't know what they be getting themselves into. They need to sit down sometime. That's what he got in there. Some people need to sit down sometime. You get in there and one day you doing this laughing gas and all this stuff, you're gonna be laughing yourself and not wake up. You don't fool with people like that. I'm getting ready to go, and I'll do another short video soon. And he had tears in his eyes describing, that's George Kaplan had tears in his eyes describing the event of all the times. And he, like you said, he ain't made for this. He ain't made for that. Because this man he's college educated. And his friends laugh at him talking about this is what he got that degree for. No, he didn't get this degree for that. And he couldn't take it because he feel like he's part of it. He's not defending. For a woman to be getting beat like that, and you can't do nothing about it. You got to remove yourself from the situation. And then the doctor, she did an absolutely great job. She didn't let the defense run over her. She let them know how long she been in the business and how much she get paid to do what she do. Yes. And she was one of the clinical psychologist that was for the R. Kelly case, describing how those young girls dealt with the situation and felt. Yeah, you don't play with her. And Kid Cudi, Good guy. He stood up, spoke the truth. That's good. Thank you for doing that. And he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid. Of course he was, but right is right. You got to do what's right. Otherwise, somebody like this man here, Diddy, will run all over you. Once you don't say no to him the first time, he's gonna run all over you. You can't let. And I'm glad her mom right here. Her mom was on day 8. I'm glad 7 and 8. I'm glad her mom kept all the evidence that she did to show that everything Sean did to her, it wasn't by consent. It was coercion. Okay? All right, guys. Don't worry about it. Sean is in his little house right there. Right there. The MDC in Brooklyn. That's where he's at after he get through. It's about 5 miles away from the courthouse. He go right back there. Right back there. Oh, yeah. Here's the Punisher right here. I did a whole video on him last night where you get a chance to see him speak. I think that was last night or yesterday doing my live, one of them, but I can't remember. But here's all the they're going through. So now we ain't got Cassie, which is done. They tried to get her back, but the judge said, no way, you should have did everything that you had to do when she was on the stand for those 4 days. And you're not, because she's getting ready to have a baby. Y'all ain't going to stress her out. So y'all, what they trying to do is get to her so she won't be able to complete her testimony so they can call a mistrial. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Everybody know what they're trying to do. And so Kid Cudi is done. And Don Richards down at the bottom, she's done. I really can't wait to hear Michael B. Jordan. I think that's what everybody's waiting on now. And then I think Michael B. Jordan and then Mike Myers, because I can't wait to Audrey O'Day. Yeah, she's been trying to tell everybody for years. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Bottles of baby oil seized from his house, Miami, with the lubricant, firearms, ammunition, narcotics, and 7-inch platform heels. This man be wearing those heels and trying to disguise himself. And then after he got through wearing that, then he wore a baseball cap. Man, everybody know who you are. Everybody know. I don't know why you're trying to disguise yourself. Trying to pretend, oh, that's not me. Oh, yes, it is you. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave. All right. What I do want to thank everybody for is coming in, watching the video, and supporting the channel. All right. Make sure you all hit that like button on your way out and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys very much. All right. You all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.